Hey there! Welcome to Motorcycles and Misfits.
Who?
Coming to you from the Recycle Garage in sunny Santa Cruz, California.
Where?
Sunny Santa Cruz, California.
Why?
What? What? Okay.
Hot
I didn't even know we started. You snuck up on that one.
No, she did. She snuck up from the back.
That's usually how it goes.
Hey everyone, this is Liza, and I have a big announcement to make.
Do tell.
I bought a new scooter. Well, it's got 4 wheels.
It's a quad.
Technically, it's a quad.
No, it's not. It's none of those things.
I call it my scooter because it's for bopping around town with the top down.
Are you going to get like a pink cowboy hat to wear when you're driving it?
No.
I think you should.
No, you just got to make it look as butch as possible. I was suggesting going.
God almighty,
I was
is that
suggesting
possible?
Yes, go with the barbed wire license plate holder.
Oh, that's
That
a
would
pretty
be-
good one.
that'll
Yeah,
do
that's-
it.
That's good.
That and a Harbor Freight winch. I think those two additions will
You'd
just.
better spill the beans on what you actually bought.
Make and model.
I will. But first, let's get to who is here in the studio. Guzzling down a soda pop from the fridge. It's Miss Emma.
Bonjour tout le monde, c'est moi, Miss Emma.
And you are on my good list today. Even though you were a bad girl last week, you were a good girl today. And it made up for it.
No, it didn't make up for it because, and I'm going to confess in the presence of God and one another, that I stole Liza's last chocolate bar last week. And I just mercilessly stole it because I needed chocolate at that time. And you weren't there, so I just stole your chocolate bar. And it was quite stale.
Well,
You're complaining about it?
I have a little confession to make. In eating the chocolate bar, you dropped a lot of chocolate on the couch, and I did not clean it up, and you are now sitting in the chocolates.
Last week I was sitting in it, and when I got home, my sweetie asked me if I'd soiled my trousers.
Which may have been the case. However,
It may have been the case, but it did make that look from the...
So you paid the price.
Yeah, no, I paid the price for my blatant thievery. However, I did make it up to you this week.
Yes, you did, and we'll get to that in a second, because also in the studio, it's Scotty.
Hello.
Back from Mongolia.
Places far away.
Places, yeah.
remote and wild.
Oh, and next week you're going to have a story.
Yeah. We'll talk about it later.
Well, no, let's pitch it now.
Oh.
Yeah, you rode mini bike across Mongolia.
Yes.
On one of
Yes.
those crazy motherfucker adventures.
Yes.
That is amazing.
It was a great time. You should all do it.
Well, I'll hear your pitch.
Yeah, no. It's a real fun thing to ride a child-sized motorcycle across one of the biggest and least popular countries.
Don't you ride things called steps? Don't you ride across a step?
Yeah, from the northern
something like
steppes
that.
through the mountains all the way through the Gobi Desert.
Yeah.
You're out there
I
when
love
you're
it.
riding on a step.
And that's why you're a misfit, because you're cool. Also, cool. It's Naked Jim.
Hey, great to be here.
Hey.
Thank you for having me. I look forward to the show.
And Bagel's coming in soon. I forgot to wait for him. So Bagel will be coming in soon. Because, I wanted to get this going because we have another really cool guest calling in. Last week we had Ryan F9, Fort 9, Kluftinger. Yes, that guy.
He was super fun.
He was super fun. And this week we have another cool guest calling in from what do we call it?
Denmark.
Denmark. Daneland.
Yes.
Yes.
Scotty's
Land-
going to save us from ourselves here.
I cannot save you.
Yeah, we have someone
I can help
calling
you.
in. But I did want to say why Emma is on my good list, because I bought a Jeep. And I think Jeeps are like they coincide with people who are into bikes, right? Like it's the open air, it's adventure.
Really?
Like, right?
Really?
Sure.
Really?
Okay.
This is your pitch.
Yeah, don't you think?
I think it's a
That
hairdresser.
there's a crossover?
No, I think it's a hairdresser's car.
No, not the one that she got.
Yes, it
It's
is.
a giant blow dryer.
It is a giant blow dryer. It's. I would expect that car that you bought to be parked outside the Teasy Weezy hair salon every day.
Maui. On Maui.
On Maui.
I don't know. I think it's up to Liza to define it. It's whether it's a mall crawler or what.
Ball crawler.
It's quite cool. My favourite part of your Jeep is the sticker on the back. Because I didn't even know what it was. It was just a cool sticker.
I think that's a sign when you find a car and all the stickers that come on it kind of suit you. One of them was a big pink Santa Cruz sticker. And I didn't buy the car in Santa Cruz, so that was cool. The other one was...
Which is the one I like.
Oh, there's a Zog Sex Wax.
No, that's not the one either.
That's cool. And then...
Was it Wax Your Stick?
Kirkwood Ski Resort.
Kirkwood, yeah.
Kirkwood.
And I didn't even know what a Kirkwood was, but apparently it is a resort where one skis.
I don't think it exists anymore. Haven't they changed the name?
No, they changed the name.
That was Squaw Valley.
Squaw Valley.
yeah.
Apparently we can't say that word anymore.
Well, you could.
No, it's Hooters. Hooters Valley. I think it's what they changed it to.
So I bought a Jeep kind of project. It's a running
what year?
big tub.
Paint us a picture.
1990 Jeep Wrangler.
Okay.
YJ.
A Wrangler.
How many owners?
Wrangler?
How many owners do you think it's had?
Ooh, I'm not sure. But
More than 20.
I would think at least 7.
maybe.
It's been around the block.
But it came from a horse ranch in
Oh, good.
Carmel Valley.
Oh, nice.
And Emma was also very nice to come out and pick me up because I rode my bike down there to get it. And then...
You got to ride in King Kong.
Yeah. And then I left my bike with Emma and she took me to get the Jeep and I drove it home.
And I weed in the airbox in your absence.
And then today... You found the thing that we were not able to find, which was why won't the turn signal?
Why?
And Emma found in the turn signal wiring loom 3 inches of wire just gone,
Missing.
just missing.
A mouse had eaten it.
Could have been a horse.
No idea.
It was on a horse ranch.
But it was the ground, and we couldn't figure it out, and Emma did. So I really appreciate
No,
that.
and that's okay. I mean, oftentimes, whenever you're faced with a problem, and I mean, I'm constantly faced with problems like this at Mototown, it's like crime scene investigation, and you know the crime. And the crime is, in Liza's case, the turn signal didn't work. So that's the crime. And then you just round up the usual suspects. And then you just... Did I ever tell you The Usual Suspects is one of my favourite films? I think it's
really?
an incredibly good film.
And you are a film aficionado, I know.
Well, I wouldn't say an aficionado. I enjoy a good film.
She just hangs out with suspicious people.
Yeah, but no, The Usual Suspects is very good. I watched Close Encounters of the Third Kind again recently, and that is
Richard Dreyfuss.
Damn good film.
Yes.
It's a very good film. Watching Richard Dreyfuss's descent into madness is always enjoyable.
Mashed
He's a mashed potato, man.
When me and Liza were going out to South Dakota, we went past Devil's Tower, and we were playing the theme song from the song for like half an hour.
Right.
They're trying to attack aliens. I'm like,
Yes.
they're coming. I know it.
It does get you in the
But
mood.
nevertheless, so we got all your turn signals working, and it was a bit of a mystery at first, but we got there in the end.
We did take a ride in the Jeep.
It's bouncy.
Scotty was piloting.
It drives great. There's nothing wrong with it.
I loved Emma's
perfect.
comment as we were leaving this.
It is the gayest thing I think I've ever seen.
Me and Doug packed
Feels
in the
right.
back. It was great.
Yeah.
No, it's done many
Oh,
trips.
Bagel's here.
Many trips
Bagel.
out to the lighthouse. So yeah, I got a Jeep. It is fun. And it's just another project to work on in the garage.
Yeah. Because
And
we like
there
all
he
things.
is. Because-
Aloha, Bagel.
Bagel, because I sent him the wrong link. Hey, Bagel. Oh, are you there now?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes, thank you. There.
All right.
And so we just started. I just sharing the news that I bought a Jeep.
Oh, congratulations.
Yeah, you can see how excited he is. He's about excited as I am.
And I had another quick announcement I wanted to make. So, last week we announced we're doing a contest.
No, I don't remember that at all.
Yes, you do.
Wrestling.
Which reminds me, I want to...
Naked wrestling.
With olive oil.
Yellow wrestling.
So I wanted to say, hey, once again, this episode is sponsored by Insta360. Thank you very much to Insta360. They sent us a box of cameras and accessories. You haven't even seen it yet, Scotty.
I saw the box.
Yeah. Oh,
Box of
accessories. I mean, everything you need.
Fully kitted.
Fully kitted out.
It was also a box of inspiration.
And so we announced last week we're doing a contest, and it's not too late for you to enter. And this has been the biggest reception to any contest we've ever
Because
had.
we're giving away shit.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
So all you have to do is send us a limerick or a haiku about your motorcycle.
Would you like to define what a haiku is for the uninitiated?
Yes. Jim will for me.
Scotty, I will begin and let Scotty touch on the nuances. So it's 5 syllables in the first line, 7 syllables in the second, 5 syllables in the third line. So it's a 3-line poem, and it doesn't have to rhyme.
575.
Emma,
575.
can you read us an example?
They typically
Well,
don't
let
rhyme.
Scotty talk about the nuances, because that's where the beauty lies.
Oh, yes.
No, they typically do not rhyme,
Yeah.
but they help convey a feeling or an emotion of a time and a place or a fleeting experience.
Okay, I'm going to read a haiku.
Yeah.
And this actually deserves an honourable mention. This is from John C. Smith.
And this is one of the entries. This is not an announcement of any winning. We're just sharing some of these.
Right. Noble steed alert, take my beans from twisted hand, my autumn new passion.
Oh, that's
And I like that they played into nature.
Yeah,
Exactly.
It's a good point.
575.
Oh my God, we have to. I feel dirty now.
Can you read a limerick? Just pick one off the top. Yeah, pick a limerick. This is fun.
There's so many good ones, and so much effort has been clearly put into these things.
Right.
There's a lot
Emma,
to choose from.
let's read the one that
Oh, here
is
you
not
go.
an official entry, but that I shared with you. Do you remember? I have it here. Can I read it?
Yes, please.
This one is because one entry per person, and some people got really into it and started sending a bunch of entries. So this one says, send calls for help up the antenna. You need a pro to fix the dilemma. Your two-wheeled machine needs love from the queen. There's nobody better than Miss Emma.
Tra-la-la.
Well done.
How about
Yeah,
that?
our good friend Michelle Lamphere
You
said
can
that.
tell that's professional. That's the level we're talking
That is
about.
professional.
Yeah. About
So for somebody who wants to enter the contest and win a Insta360 Ace Pro or just a standard Insta360 X4, send us your limerick or haiku about your motorcycle, and we're going to be picking our favorites. We're giving away 2 main prizes and 3 not a booby
Right.
prize. 3
Participation.
runners-ups. And everything you need to get started will come in this pack. Send your entry to motorcyclesandmisfits@gmail.com. This offer is valid till 11 to no. This offer is good till what is next week? Today is
Just you're gonna say until next week,
next week.
unless it comes with a box of donuts
18th,
or other
August
food.
18th, 2024. 1 entry per person. Send us your poem.
Right. And I'm going to throw somebody a lifeline, because if you're not poetic and you don't feel creative enough to do a haiku or a limerick, grab a black Sharpie and draw some eyebrows on next door neighbor's dog and send us a picture and I will accept that. And it is just as legit.
Emma, you were excited about the person who sent you a picture of a $20 bill.
Yeah, oh, absolutely. I thought that was just great. It's like cold hard cash.
It's digital currency.
Send me a photograph of some money.
I have a question.
Yes.
It's a technical question about the 360 camera.
Yeah.
Would you happen to know how's the editing software? Because I was chatting with someone about this,
Yes.
and the GoPro stuff can be quite cumbersome.
So,
sometimes.
so the interview I did with Michael Shaboon from Insta talked about the editing software, and it's so easy. You can do it on your phone. You don't need to do it on a computer. And here's the thing that I really like. I haven't tried it yet, but they have AI editing that will go through all your footage and find what it thinks are the best clips and make a video.
Cha-ching!
Well, interesting. I'd like to check. I'm excited to check it out.
Yes.
Because that's, I think, what stops a lot of us from using GoPros more, or those action cameras, whatever you call them, is the editing is just like, it's like the Widowmaker. It's like, I'll be in the room for the next 3 days for like a 15-second clip.
Editing is its own hobby.
Well, and that's the other thing that they said on the interview is that they're not actually a camera company. They are a software company working on software that makes it easier, better, more functional, all of that. So that's pretty
Cool. Good to know.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. The other big news I wanted to share is I won't be here next week, so big thanks to Emma, who will be running the garage, and John, who will be running the podcast.
Will you be joining us next week, Bagler?
Yes, I'll be here.
Good.
Well, because, I will be in Idaho getting my dirt bike and ADV trainer certification.
Right. And we will be announcing the winners.
Yes. So you guys will be picking the winners. So I'm just saying.
And the bar is high. So Scotty picked up on something today.
Yeah.
Some advice for your haikus. Remember the number of syllables in the haiku. A lot of people were kind of disqualified from the haiku category because they messed up the syllable count.
I still would have given him a star if it was
5,
exceptionally good.
7,
but-
5.
I would like to see more pictures.
Just remember, eyebrows on next door neighbor's dog or hard cash.
Yeah.
Send me hard cash. If you send me a $50 bribe, there's a very good chance you're going to win.
Very, very interesting. Well, Scotty, glad that you're back from your adventure, and everyone knows we all love an adventure. Jim, you're known to take off and go to the desert. And,
I would say we're in a room full of adventurous people.
Oh, yeah.
Globally
Oh,
adventurous,
yeah.
even.
You know me, I like to go hit the roads in Pakistan. And Bagel, I mean, long distance, that's your middle name, right?
Pretty much, yeah.
Hit on a scooter. Emma, what's your idea? What's your perfect adventure? Well, you like nice pasta and wine at the end of the day.
Yeah,
you like
generally.
fine things over in Europe.
Castles and curves.
Yeah, and I mean, riding hard during the day, back at the hotel, getting cleaned up, getting dressed up nice, and going out and just getting outrageously drunk.
We all like to pick up and
Yeah.
Getting a good shoe fight.
and go for a nice adventure, but then we always come back to our lives. Have you guys ever thought of just walking away
From life?
and go on an adventure and not come back?
Just leave my job.
Yes.
Every
Go
day.
somewhere.
Everything behind.
Every
Yeah.
day.
Yeah.
I throw
Yeah.
a leg over the bike. Yeah.
Yeah, no, I think that's legit.
I just need inspiration and courage.
Well, it's scary, isn't it? I mean, to leave everything behind.
Oh, absolutely.
So we have somebody joining us who's done exactly that. Joining us all the way from Denmark,
Hey.
I hope.
Yes.
We have Annette Birkmann. Hello.
Hi.
Hello, Annette.
Hi, Annette.
Hi, good morning.
Oh, I like your
Good
artwork.
morning. It's morning.
Yeah,
there,
good morning. It's
Yeah.
3:00 in the morning.
Oh, my
here.
goodness.
Good Lord.
Hej Annette, velkommen til vores podcast.
Oh, wow. You speak Danish or Swedish.
Just a little bit.
Okay.
He's our
Sounds
language
good.
guy.
Oh, okay, cool.
Player.
Thank you.
Yeah, nice
So-
to meet you.
You know, as we were saying, we all like a good adventure, but we all tend to come home. Though there are times, and I will admit, I sometimes think that I am what's it called when you're like completely disconnected and don't. And like, what are serial
Free.
killers?
What?
Psychopath?
Psychopath?
Yeah,
Drifters.
Sociopath.
Because there are times when I'm out like on an adventure on my bike, and I'm like,
I want to kill a seal.
I forget about my pets, my family, my friends, my possessions. I forget about it all, and I'm like, I just want to keep going.
It's like Apocalypse Now.
But
Sell the house,
I always
sell
come
the
back.
kids.
So Annette, you did exactly that. Let's start with what happened.
What happened?
happened?
First, I got divorced,
Ah.
and then I used to be a lawyer, and I didn't enjoy it. And then I saw this things that are not working, both in my personal life and my professional life. So I need to change. And since I was a little girl, I dreamt about riding a motorcycle. And then I thought, okay, now it's the time to do it. And I remember saying to myself when I signed up for getting the motorcycle driver's license, this won't change anything. I'm just doing it for the joy of riding a motorcycle. And it ended up changing everything because I loved it so much. And then I ended up selling all my stuff, or most of my stuff, quitting my job. And then I went to Argentina, to Buenos Aires, where I found unpaid employment in a motorcycle repair shop. And then I worked there for 8 months, learned how to fix bikes, and bought my first motorcycle, BMW F650 Giusta car. And then I took off from Buenos Aires to the southern tip of South America and then to New York.
Okay, so that's in a nutshell. So I want to go back though. So you're in a life. You're a lawyer, so you probably have nice things.
Yeah.
You've got a family, friends, maybe pets. I'm not sure.
Yeah, espresso machine on the counter.
And it sounds like you got a divorce, so maybe there was a crack in the shell. What was it that did you completely break where you realized you needed to get away from everything you had built in your life?
Yeah, I realized it's not this. It can't be more of the same. It can't be more money. It can't be more titles. It can't be just a new husband. There's something fundamentally wrong in the way that I'm living. And I knew that I wasn't strong enough to make the changes at home because the environment sucks you in. Yeah. So I knew I needed to go away. And then just that freedom of being, riding is just so wonderful. And yeah.
So how did you pick Argentina?
Yeah, why Argentina?
Yeah.
During the divorce, I was backpacking South America and I went to Buenos Aires and I loved it. So it was just coincidence that. And then
I've heard it's a beautiful city.
Yeah.
It is. It's wonderful. Wonderful.
And having never been, I'm told the Argentinian people are so welcoming and just very, very friendly people.
Well, everywhere in Latin America.
Right. That's largely true.
Well, I mean, I've found that everywhere I go in the world, I mean, the States, it was just when I was riding in the States, amazing people, and Canada, so welcoming everywhere.
Okay, so we've got the why you left it all behind, and we got why you went to Argentina. Now, had you not ridden before this? You sounded like this is something you were always bike curious about.
Yeah, and I just got my driver's license, my motorcycle driver's license, but I didn't know anything. I hardly knew how to drive, or ride. But as a little girl, I used to see the motorcycles, and I've always had this itch, even though I didn't know anybody who was riding. So it was quite interesting that I've been drawn to that my entire life. I can't remember a time where I wasn't like, ooh, motorcycles, love it.
And what prevented you from getting into it?
Just busy with life, getting ahead, building a career. There was always everything that was important to me personally that didn't look good on my resume, I put off. Mm-hmm. And then it took a divorce for me to wake up and say, hang on a minute. I feel dead inside. I want to feel alive.
And for most of us, you meet somebody in your life who might be an uncle or a neighbor, or a friend who has a bike, and that's kind of that entry into that. And maybe you just didn't have that person, but you were always curious. So you started riding in Argentina? Mm. And so,
that was the first 3 weeks. I thought I was going to die because the traffic down there is so
my gosh.
How do you just start in Argentina? Did you just I want to hear the details. This sounds really interesting.
This sounds like a crazy idea.
Yeah, I love it.
Crazy idea.
I think it sounds brilliant.
It was. I was in this workshop and rental shop, Motocare, and there were 3 Argentinian guys. Only one spoke English, the other 3 only Spanish, and I didn't know any Spanish at the time. So in the mornings I went to language school, and then in the afternoons I was at the workshop. And then I found an apartment, and then I was riding in the city, and it was just the traffic was so crazy, I couldn't believe it. So I really thought, when I woke up in the morning, is this the day I'm going to die? Because I just had no idea what I was doing.
What was your first bike? Was it the BMW 650? Okay.
Yeah, and I still have it.
Oh, cool.
Now I'm Danish
so cool.
license. Yeah.
So what made you choose that bike?
I thought it was beautiful.
It's a great looking bike. I was just looking at it. It's a cool looking bike.
Is there one here?
And it's just the perfect. I'm quite tall, so it was just the perfect bike for me. I mean, I still love riding it, and it's just it fits me so well.
Is that like the Funduro?
Well, there's
different it's like the ultimate version of the Funduro.
Right.
So the Funduro's the kind of entry level, but the Dakar's the adventure one.
So you can put 8 beers in the gas tank.
Yes, exactly.
Instead of 6.
It looks like a Dakar bike.
It looks cool.
It's a great looking bike. We've got a couple of friends with them, and they're like, every time one pulls into the garage, you're like, oh, that looks good. That is a nice looking bike.
So then you said, so you also, you did you get a job or you were hanging out at a motorcycle shop?
No,
Like
no,
how'd you find yourself there?
Well, I did do when I had the idea of going, I did do a test ride just to see if I could cope and traveling on my own by motorcycle. So I rented a bike at Motocare before I did the big trip. So that's how I got in contact with the shop. And before I left, I realized I need to learn something about motorcycle mechanics. So I wrote to the owner, Mariano, and asked if he knew of a place in Buenos Aires where I could learn to fix bikes. And he said, sure, you can come and do that in my shop. And then he added, if you can handle it. And I was like, what's that supposed to mean? Of course I can handle it. And then they were just so wonderful. And it's funny, the first time I met Mariano, I knew I could trust him with my life. I mean, he helped me with everything. And without him, I doubt this trip would have been possible.
So I'm just curious, as somebody who, I'm going to make some assumptions about you. As an attorney, you're somebody who excels, who works hard, who, is pretty smart to achieve that, to then put yourself into an environment where you know nothing and you're the dumbest person in the room. How hard was that?
It wasn't hard in that sense. The law was never right for me. I've always been a risk taker. So you don't want a lawyer who's a big risk taker. You really don't.
Yeah, right.
And I'm the youngest. I have older brothers. So I've always had this kind of carefree type of which is often characterized by the youngest in a family. Okay, that will work out. And there's probably some adults around who will take care of the details. So that wasn't difficult. It was more, what was difficult was that when I changed everything in my exterior, and then when I came to Buenos Aires after a while, I realized, my God, I have the same type of frustrations and problems at home now, just in a very exotic and different environment. And then that's when I realized, okay, there's something with the way, my approach to living, how I respond to challenges that I need to look at. And then the trip became focused on that too.
And how did that manifest itself? I mean, can you actually put in a tangible way how you changed, faced with a problem, how the old Marianne would approach it and how the new Marianne approaches it?
Well, I grew up with the bulldozer technique.
Right.
So just push harder. My oldest brother, he always told me as a kid that I would become the first female general of the Danish army.
It's not too late.
And by the way, forgive me for calling you Marianne. I don't know where that came from, Annette. But yeah, so the bulldozer technique, and then...
Yeah, and then I realized that doesn't get you anywhere, really.
Well, I mean, it can in certain situations, and I should imagine being a lawyer may be one of them, but...
Yeah, but but you still, in any job, you need to listen.
Right, of course.
Job.
Well, you know what's funny? Not knowing you prior to this, but looking at you now, there's a sense of joy in your speaking that I'm guessing didn't exist when you were lawyering hardcore every day. Like now, listening to you tell stories, you don't look like a bulldozer whatsoever. You look like this joyous, happy person that like goes with the flow. So I don't know, what and that would have been like 10 or 15 years ago, but you certainly don't look like that now.
Ooh.
No, it's funny. I'm more me, but without the baggage.
Yeah, right.
So would you say that...
And I've still plenty of baggage, though, but...
Would you say that motorcycles were the vehicle to happiness?
For me, it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a way of expressing something very authentic in me. I mean, I've always felt at home on a motorcycle, always.
Right. And it's funny because whenever we have guests on the show, we always tend to go back and say, where did it all start? And we know where you started. It started in Buenos Aires. But you harbored this desire as a child. So I think we really have to go back to this desire you had as a child for this admiration of motorcycles.
Yeah. I think there's actually a lot of, if you're lost in life, it's a good way of finding your path is to look back at what excited you as a child.
And
that innocent joy of just, it's playfulness. And that's what for me, motorcycle is something to do with play.
And I think the simple joy that you find as a child, every single person in this room now, I think, has a link to motorcycling that goes back to childhood. For me, I was a very, very small child, and my babysitter's boyfriend came round on a Triumph, and he sat me down on the fuel tank and took me at 100 miles an hour around the block, and I was done. I mean, that was it. I thought this was the greatest thing I'd ever experienced. But as a small child, I had that fantastic experience. Yeah. And from that point, and I think you had experience, Jim, with motorcycles as a child. I know you did, Liza.
I did as well, yeah.
Yeah, and Scotty did. So we've all had that, so we understand completely. It's just, it took you a while to get there, but you're here.
Yeah. Well, when I was a child, my experiences, my parents were like, no.
Yeah, right.
No, you can't do that. So.
Yeah, motorcycles are definitely a lot of fun, but I'd love to chat a little bit about that introspection that I know I've certainly felt, just kind of being by myself in my helmet, and there's nobody there but me, so I'm stuck with my thoughts, which sometimes can be really nice and peaceful or interesting, and sometimes can be really miserable. Did you have any miserable experiences on those long travels?
Yeah, mostly.
That's why you have stories.
Yeah. It's funny, Mariano, when I left on the trip, he said, remember, if nothing goes wrong, you've got nothing to tell when you get back. And that was probably the only worry I didn't have of that trip.
And now you have a book.
Yeah, and I have a book. Yes, and that was also what motorcycling did for me. I was stuck in that helmet on my own. So suddenly I realized what's going on in my head. And why am I experiencing those frustrations in my life? And I could see there was always this resistance to things happening. When things weren't happening according to my head, I resisted it with all my force, And now I've learned to lean into the challenges that I meet, because no matter where you are on the planet, you will be challenged.
Interesting. Now, I want to get into the good stuff. I want to know. You said, when you jump into something like this, you have to make mistakes and learn from them. So when you first jumped on that first bike and started touring around, what are some things that you learned? Oh
God, there's so many. I think the biggest one was actually the mental side of motorcycling, that I learned so much to get rid of the bulldozer technique, that you really need to let the bike do what it's designed to do. Don't interfere, don't try to control it with force. And it was this letting go. And even more importantly, whatever you do it fully. Be 100% in it. I was so often, because I was riding on my own and I didn't have a GPS, I didn't have a GPS spot tracking device. Sometimes I didn't even have a map. And I was riding in very isolated areas. So the fear of crashing and lying around was constantly in my helmet. And I remember one day in Patagonia, in the southern part of Chile, I got so fed up with this fear and I was especially fear it was raining, because then the dirt roads would turn into mud, and I was afraid of mud. And there was all these worries. And I just said to myself, okay, today it's going to rain, but I'm going to enjoy myself, and that's it. And then I gave everything I had, and it changed my entire experience on the road. That suddenly even though it was pouring down and I was drenched, and I was enjoying myself. And I realized I'm more safe this way than when I'm so fearful of crashing and having an accident.
That's one of the cool things about human consciousness, is we get to decide how we feel. We can feel pent up and aggressive, or we can roll with the flow and enjoy the ride.
Yeah.
We get to make that choice.
Scotty, you were just grinning like you were completely like right there, whether you understood what she was saying.
Oh, yeah.
You're relating.
Oh, yeah. My words. Yes, absolutely. Riding and being annoyed that I'm riding because I commute and sometimes it's raining and sucky.
Yeah.
Feels so sketchy. It feels so terrifying. If I can find a way to enjoy the thing that I'm doing and just be there absolutely doing it, committed to it, it makes life a lot better.
There's a saying you hear sometimes called embracing the suck.
Oh, yeah.
Right? And when it sucks, you just embrace it and you smile and you're like, all right, let's dance. Let's dance with the devil, you know?
And for a lot of people, it's an old cliche, but there is value in it. And people who aren't around motorcycles don't understand. But your worst day on a motorcycle is light years ahead of somebody's best day, perhaps as an attorney.
Yeah.
It's way better, you know? So even a bad day on a motorcycle is a good day.
So you end up moving to Buenos Aires. You're working in a shop. You have a little BMW. You're riding around. How did you start planning a big trip? How did the big trip come to be?
Well, totally unprepared. So I was just I was with the guys at the shop, and so when I asked them, "Oh, do I need proper riding boots?" "No, you don't need that." "Do I need rain gear?" "No, not really," because they just go, you know. They don't.
So wait,
here's a garbage bag.
Hold on. Did you spend a lot of time planning this, or did you just get on and go?
I just got on and went.
Oh my God.
know?
Bagel,
awesome.
Is that driving you crazy right now? Bagel is a super prepared person.
I'd be a little nervous to do that.
I love the idea of being prepared to go to the corner store and just keep going.
like Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
So I can say I can't recommend it. I was, you know, but it was actually good for me because I was still a new rider, and I think if I'd looked into all the things that I needed to be aware of, I would have scared myself shitless. Right. So it was just better to be, you know. So ignorance is bliss sometimes.
Yeah, totally. Right.
And then I had to deal with it on the road, and I learned most things on the road, and because when you need to and you're alone, you just do it.
What did you say to your friends at the shop? I won't see you tomorrow. Bye.
Oh, but they knew I came for the big
right.
trip,
So I mean, you actually started there with a view of one day making the trip.
Oh yeah, no, it was only as a preparation. Yeah,
right.
Got it. So you're living in Argentina and you're preparing for this trip, and had you planned to go as far as you did?
Yeah. Did you have an ending point in mind when you started?
No, I just, but the first was to go to Ushuaia on the southern tip of South America, because I thought, okay, let me get to the bottom of things. So let's go to the bottom of the world. And I kind of thought that's 3,000 kilometers. So, and I thought that will kind of be, when I get there, I will have found something. And it was there was obviously nothing. You know, it was a wonderful ride. Mm-hmm. And then, as you might know, at the end of Ruta 3, there's a big sign that says Alaska 7,000 kilometers or something. And I looked at it and I thought, well, why not the States? I mean, and I knew I couldn't reach Alaska before the winter. So I said, okay, let's ride to Los Angeles.
Wow. Yeah. So
I only planned one day ahead. Other than that,
see, I was going to ask. Most people start with either a time frame, or a budget, or a end goal.
Right.
You didn't have any of those?
No, I don't even know what the trip cost.
Right.
I sold everything I had. I had a few furnitures left, but a jewelry thing. You know,
wow.
So I knew I had enough time, enough money to do this trip. And I never, you know, you don't buy stuff when you're on the bike. And I slept in a tent or in a hostel. So it's really cheap to travel. So I knew my money would last a long time.
Because you'd done some backpacking prior to that, you mentioned.
Yeah,
so you were kind of on that, yeah.
Yeah.
So you just were like, you're just with the wind, travel with the wind, wherever you want to go.
Give us
I wanted to set myself free from all the, doing my career and always having a goal in mind that I need to reach this and then things will be okay. But it never happens.
So give us an average day, Annette. So you'd get up at dawn or a little later?
Whatever I felt like. It was like really.
So it was across the board. So you just get up, have a little breakfast, get on the bike.
And then I would look at the map and then I would say, where do I want to go today?
Right. Not always in a straight line.
No, I was circled. So.
Yeah.
And just so we can establish, what year was this happening?
It was back in 2006 and 7. So
Okay.
2006 and 7. And were you making contacts along the way? Were you networking?
No. This was just when Facebook came out, and I was just like, no, not doing that.
She was busy getting to the bottom
Facebook
of things.
Was available to the public outside of institutions, yeah.
But please forgive me for asking such a personal question, but it's relevant in this case because we have so many listeners who dream of doing what you're doing. How old were you when you made the trip?
31 I started.
Okay. So old enough to know that it's potentially a bad idea.
Old enough to know better, for sure.
Yeah. Great. I love it.
So I have a question since we're talking about South America. I have a question, and it might be
North America.
Well, because we haven't gotten to North America yet. I wanted to ask my question while we still have her here, and I'm going to read the book. I'm very excited to see it and read it. But my girlfriend and I are planning a trip from Buenos Aires to the end of the continent, right? Yeah. Down to Cape Horn, right? And the journey's fascinating to me. And now my question seems really lame because I'm like, how should I prepare? And obviously the answer is don't prepare.
No.
Right? But I'm asking anyway. Like, any suggestions if I was going to show up in Buenos Aires and pick up a bike somehow and ride down to the very end? Any top tips? Any suggestions?
Well, if you're going to rent from a place where they're reliable and trustworthy, so I can recommend Motocare because they're the best people.
Oh, Motocare, got it.
Yeah, Motocare, Mariano, say hi from me, and they will take care of everything.
Okay,
that's so important that you have a good bike, that there's no mechanical problems, and you can. Mariano, he was always only a phone call away from me. So he was always my backup.
Oh, wow.
And he was just calm and I could trust him completely. So that's so wonderful. But I think about the planning, again, you have to, some people love to plan every detail and they take joy in that. If you're that type of guy, do that. I am still not a planner. I never read a manual before I buy something, electrical thing. And then it's really, I should do it, but I just can't be bothered.
Yeah.
And that's my way of doing it. So, yeah.
I think you gave me the answer. You gave me inspiration. Is just do it. However it looks, is just head out there and go for it.
So where do we find you now in 2024? You are in an apartment in Europe.
Copenhagen.
You're in Copenhagen.
Yeah, I left the law. And I work as a coach and a recruiter now, and I love it. Get to talk to interesting people and help them find their way in their life and career. So that's really wonderful.
So I have a question.
And I really use so much of what I learned on the trip I use in my career today, which is very surprising to me.
Did you have a point where you kind of had this switch that clicked that said, hey, I think I'm learning stuff here. I'm approaching like differently, and maybe I could help others achieve the same thing. Did you have like a moment like that? And I'd also kind of be curious to hear, like, what is your kind of life coaching philosophy, considering the genesis was motorcycles?
I didn't have like a point. It was more people on the trip. They started asking me, and then when I got to the States, I was in contact with an American writer on Horizons Unlimited, and he said, "Oh, you should do some talks about your trip." And I was like, "Well, I've just only made huge mistakes. What do I have to share?" And he said, "No, people do that." And then I gave my first talk at Cal BMW in Mountain View. At the BMW shop there. And
that's an old friend of mine, Kari Prager.
Yeah, he's passed away. Wonderful man.
He was a wonderful man. He's been gone for a great many years now.
Yeah.
Probably 10, maybe?
More.
15?
I think. Yeah.
Oh, gosh, I can't believe it.
Shortly after a couple of years after I was there. So, great guy. And before the talk, I thought, what am I going to talk about? And then, because you need an angle, and I just realized I've made all the mistakes you can possibly make. So I made a talk that was called Adventure Riding in Latin America, the top 10 list of what not to do.
Oh, can we hear it?
Yeah, do you have a top 10?
Yeah.
What is the top 10 list of what not to do?
Oh, I can't remember.
Don't plan.
What? Okay, what is the worst mistake you can make in Latin America? The number one of the top 10. You must remember that.
It was more about motorcycle riding in general. But,
yes.
I think number 10, the first one was, I went from 10 and then down, I think was to procrastinate. Because I procrastinated getting my license. And so many people, and myself included back then, live on one day I'll do it. But that day never arrived. Because, I'm busy with other things. And I think that's the biggest mistake most people make in their lives, that they're filled with regret when they're like middle-aged, because I didn't do this, I didn't do that.
Well, Emma, do you know what the number one mistake to make here in the United States is?
What would be that, Liza?
Eating gas station sushi.
Yes, that is.
Unless you're on Maui. If you're in Hawaii, it's okay.
Yes.
Which
exactly.
actually, this brings up a point. Did you get sick on the journey?
No, not at all. I didn't get sick. Well, sometimes I had the flu and I had
right. But you didn't eat something questionable.
No, I never had a pen stolen. Nothing.
Okay,
I only had one puncture.
Wait,
I
was going to say, how did the bike hold up? How many miles or kilometers did you do total on the bike?
33,000 miles.
Okay, and anything go wrong?
No, just replacement of tires and chain and stuff.
Well, how do you write a book about that?
And then, just get a BMW and you're okay. I had a puncture, and that was in Colombia, and I never had a puncture because I didn't know how it felt. And suddenly I was like, well, what's that? Feels weird, the bike. And then I just came down from some mountains, and I came into a city, and then there was a motorcycle rider next to me, and he said, oh, you have a puncture? And I said, yeah, I realized. And he said, oh, there's a repair shop right here, like literally 50 meters away. So it's like, okay, pull over. And they helped me fix it, and then I was on my way.
So no side of the road repair.
No.
All that training.
Because, I was going to say, you learned how to maintain and fix your bike, but it just kept going, huh?
Didn't need it.
Nothing ever got stolen. You never hit a dog. You never ran into, like, federales who wanted your money or anything like that.
I
might have hit one here.
No, but it was at one time I was caught that was in Peru. There was a general strike, and I was the army was in the streets, and there was riots, and people were killed, and I was right in the epicenter of that. I was unharmed, but it was a bit scary. Yeah.
So you rode. Can you name? Do you remember all the countries in South America?
So Argentina, Chile, Uruguay, Brazil, Paraguay, Bolivia, Peru, Ecuador, Colombia, and then up through Central America, Panama, Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Guatemala, Honduras, Guatemala, Mexico, and then the States.
So a lot of people there are certain concerns about traveling to a lot of these countries that you mentioned. You didn't experience any issues in, say, Colombia or Bolivia.
No, that was one of my highlights. Everybody at home said, "Oh, Colombia is so dangerous and all the drugs and things." And when I was riding, when I met people who'd been, he said they always told me, "Don't skip Colombia. Don't listen to the voices of fear. The people who haven't been." And I spent 6 weeks, and it was so fantastic.
What were some of the highlights there?
Well, it's just people are so friendly. It's like I was riding, and then a rider would come up next to me and say, "Hey, do you need help?" And or you can stay with my family. And they were just so hospitable. I mean, I loved it.
See,
and the countryside and
everything. That reminds me of the same thing. This is why we go to Pakistan, right? Because there's a lot of fear about Pakistan, and you go there and it's the people that are so generous and friendly and that make it a truly wonderful trip. So it's so good to hear the same thing about Colombia. So I want to hear how you handled the Darien Gap.
I cheated. Everyone
put my cheats.
Bike, I put my bike on a cargo flight in Bogota, and then I took a commercial flight. So
see, and that's not actually cheating because everyone has to find a way. Sometimes it's like the ship or a plane, and they're not always available, or you have to book it in advance. Was that something you planned for, or did you just happen to get lucky?
Yeah, I just happened to get lucky. Well, I said, okay, I need to do that. So I booked it. And that was $1,000 US. And then they said, "Oh, we'll take care of all the paperwork." And I thought, that's good. And they did, but I had to get it stamped at the airport. And I thought, okay, now I've been in South America for almost a year and a half or something. I know that I'm not going to book my own flight before I've taken care of everything, because things take time, especially with authorities. Right. And rightfully so. 6 hours later, I was done.
Oh my gosh.
Just to get the stamp on the pieces of paper that they've done for me.
All right, so that's given us idea of time frame. So you were a year and a half in South America.
Yeah.
And then we'll continue up. You go into Central and then up into North America. How long was your total trip?
Well, it was, I was 8 months in Buenos Aires. I think I was gone 21 months. But when I got to Mexico City, I had an accident.
Oh, okay.
So,
what happened?
I was hit by a little car on the highway. Oh. And I was supposed to have some relatives in the US, in Los Angeles. And I was supposed to spend Thanksgiving with them. So, and I was only a week away when I was in Mexico City, and then I get hit by this little red car, and I was in hospital for 10 days, and then I was lying around in a hotel for 2 weeks before I was allowed to fly back.
What? So you got knocked off? Was the bike damaged?
Yeah, it was. I was on the inside lane, and then a little red car in the middle lane needed to take an exit and did a quick turn in front of me. Didn't see me, and I went down. And then I had to go back. And so I was back for 4 months recuperating. And then my bike had been fixed and I got back. And then I thought, okay, I'll finish the trip. I will ride to Los Angeles. And I thought, that's a short ride. So why not ride to New York? And then I did that.
Can I just point out, for a lot of people, that's the end of the trip.
Yeah.
Did it go through your mind at all? Did you have to make that decision? Did you consider that this is the end, or you never considered that?
Yeah, I did. I mean, I could have. I mean, if I could have died in that accident. Yeah. I mean, of course, when you get hit by a car, you can die when you're on a motorcycle. So I was really thinking, should I really ride? And when I came back, I was really petrified of having another accident.
Yeah.
And until I got to San Francisco, I really wasn't enjoying the riding. There was so much fear in me. And then I spoke to a very good friend of mine here in Denmark. He's always very honest with me. And I was telling him about all the fear that I was experiencing. And he said, okay, Annette, as I see it, you've got two options. You can stop riding a motorcycle, or you can stop whining. And I was like, all right.
There you go. Yeah.
And I realized, I'm going to stop whining because I love this too much. And then I left that fear behind. And when I crossed the Bay Bridge riding east, then that went.
Yeah, we all know that scene. So you go up through you said up into Central America. Nothing happened there. Are you just like taking it slow? Like how many miles a day are you doing? Are you sightseeing?
Oh yeah, I was sightseeing, and how many miles I did. All again, it depended whatever I felt like. Yeah, but it was raining a lot in Central America, and I was tired at this point. I was really tired. So that part of the trip I didn't enjoy that much because I was just from traveling alone for almost a year, and yeah.
Now, going back to the start, you had family and friends, I'm guessing. Did they think you were crazy? Did anyone try and talk you out of this?
No, nobody. I mean, it was funny. When I was working at the law firm, that's when I had the idea, and we had a dinner at one of my brother's place, and my parents were there. And then I said, and they knew that I wasn't happy. I just got this new job, and then I said I got a plan. And then my mom said, I'm sure it's got something to do with motorcycles. And I said, yeah, it has. I've got this unpaid job in a motorcycle repair shop in Buenos Aires. And then my parents said, oh, that sounds interesting or exciting. And I was like, have you just listened to what I said?
So enablers, they are enablers.
Well, it was more, they hoped that I would change my mind, but they also know me that if they try to, change my mind, I will be even more hell-bent on doing it. But they've always supported me. I mean, when I was 15 or 16, it was the first time I was in an airplane, and I did a parachute jump, not a tandem. And my parents, they were like on the ground looking at me, and, they've always been very supportive of me doing with following my dreams. And I'm very grateful for that.
So it sounds like they were supportive. I'm curious though, as you're on this journey and you're progressing, it sounds like you were changing as a person. I think you say like you're discovering yourself and what you're capable of and what truly makes you happy. Were they noticing these changes in you as well?
Well, not on the trip, because I also decided not to call home. Yeah,
wow.
You were just MIA for years.
Yeah. No, it's just from when I left Buenos Aires, I said, okay, I want to change my life. I can't call back home and check in all the time. I need to focus on this project of finding another way of living. I did write emails, and then sometimes I'd pass like I didn't have a phone most of the trip, and smartphone didn't exist and things. So every week, maybe 2 weeks, I would write an email, and I did have a blog.
Blogs
that I would
were big
update
in
once in a
2006.
while. But
So
that was it.
they knew you were alive.
Yeah, and if they hadn't heard from me for 2 weeks, my mum would say, "Oh, it would be nice to just hear a little sign of life."
Now, and as you're progressing up, and then you're coming through Mexico, you hopped over to Baja. How'd you get over to Baja from mainland Mexico?
Yeah, so that was also like happy-go-lucky. I just went to the ferry, and then it was it wasn't the tourist ferry; it was for the truck drivers. So there was one or two other tourists and me, and then and that was just all the truck drivers. And then in the lounge on the television, they were showing porn. Anyway, I just
sounds like like a cargo ferry.
Yeah, exactly. But the people were friendly, and
you do know that this is not normal to be able to travel successfully with this method, right? We know so many friends, like from Michelle to Elsbeth, whose stories of how everything went wrong and they had to deal with all these issues, and it didn't matter how much they planned, something fell through. And here you just come along and like, no, I just showed up and everything worked out.
Well, I mean, it sounds like that.
Yeah.
A lot of things went wrong, but I do think the trip was all about trying to change my life. Obviously, experiencing South America and riding my motorcycle, but I was very mindful of being respectful where I went and just minding my own business. Not, I had one rule: not riding when it was dark.
Mm-hmm.
And a couple of times I was caught out in the dark. One time in Cartagena, I was south of Cartagena and in Colombia, and I was out in the dark and got lost because I didn't have a map and things. But things worked out. But I think there's a lot of if you don't have the inner resistance to when things happen, things become easier.
Well,
like going with the flow.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say from the start that you had a life with a lot of structure in it, and that's what you just blew up. And it sounds like your entire trip was without structure, but you were embracing flexibility, and through flexibility, things were able to work out. Because maybe when you have that structure and you have those expectations and those goals and those timelines, that's when things go wrong.
Exactly, because nothing ever goes according to your head. Very little in life. We all know this. So it was learning to just see. It's like I could have made a fuss. Oh, it's the wrong ferry, and they're only truck drivers, and I'll be unsafe and things. And it was just like, no, this is what I got to deal with.
So here we are. We're 17 years later. Have you stayed true to that philosophy?
Yeah.
So it really did change your life.
But it was an active effort of saying,
right, no, of course.
Back, I know that the forces will try and pull me back in. I do in everyday life. I do enjoy structure. I mean, because.
But I think it's making a balance. I think all of us need a certain amount of structure. Otherwise, our life simply wouldn't work. But it's making that balance between this. We're going to apply structure here, and then we can have chaos here, and we can embrace the chaos as well as the structure.
Well, and then you find yourself in Baja, which is a lot of fun. It's very cool.
Yeah.
Just desolate, right?
Tacos.
Yeah.
Did you do any off-road riding on this trip?
No. No, very little, because I was on my own and my bike was heavily
Well, even just
packed.
to get to Ushuaia, don't you have to do some dirt roads?
Oh, dirt roads I did all the time.
Dirt roads.
But
Dirt roads.
Not off-road.
Yes, but dirt roads.
Oh, yeah, all the time, miles and miles.
And so you became good at dirt riding? Is that
I did. Yeah.
You're good now. And the bike was very capable.
Yeah, it was fantastic. In the beginning, I didn't know that there was a different technique for dirt riding.
Yes,
so the first time, I was like, ooh, this feels different. And I was really scared. And then slowly I learned, oh, this is how you do it. So it was all learning by doing.
Wow.
You mentioned...
In hindsight, I think a dirt riding clinic or course would have helped me a lot.
Here comes that structure again.
Yeah.
So you mentioned you still have the same bike. Is it still getting a lot of miles? Are you still doing fun stuff?
Yeah, I'm still riding, not as much. But I still love riding, and I still love my bike.
So you found yourself here in Baja coming up, which we all know what that brings you into. California.
Yeah.
How was that? Was that your first time, California, the coastline?
On the West Coast. Yeah, that was it. Yeah, I think. Yeah, it was. Yeah. It was fantastic. Loved it.
So, of course, we are in Santa Cruz, just south of San Francisco. Highway 1 is up the street.
I've been there. Yeah.
What did you What did you think?
But I just loved it. People are so friendly. Again, it's all about the people and the nature you have in the States. I mean, the national parks and everywhere. I mean, Zion National Park and Bryce, what's it called? Bryce, yeah.
Bryce, yeah.
Bryce. Yosemite, which I called obviously Yosemite the first time.
That's what it looks like, yeah.
I loved it. Absolutely loved it.
So you mentioned that you had been networking on Horizons Unlimited, which is a great resource. I don't know if any of y'all have used it, but I know a lot of people use it globally to kind of network with other travelers or with people who can offer up assistance, a place to stay, or tools. Were you all still using Horizons Unlimited throughout the journey?
Well, I first I heard of it was in Ushuaia.
Yeah.
So I was already on the trip. I'd never heard of it. And I became a user. I just went on the site and I became a user in 2007. I didn't on the trip. I didn't use it that much.
Okay.
But then I went to a Horizons Unlimited meeting in Silverton, Colorado, and met some great people there and did some off-road or like in the mountains.
Yeah, I was going to ask because I'm looking at your route across the United States from California to New York. There's a loop-de-loo somewhere around maybe, is that Colorado or New Mexico?
Yeah.
That's Colorado. Okay, yeah. You did a little loop-de-loo there.
Yeah. Because again, I always travel when people recommend something, if something resonates, and then I have to go. And sometimes people say, "Oh, you need to go," and it's like it doesn't resonate. It could be the most fantastic thing, but if it doesn't resonate, I won't go.
So you said like Yosemite, Bryce, Zion. Looks like you saw the Grand Canyon.
Yeah, of course.
And then did you go up to, is this South Dakota?
No, I went, South Dakota. Yeah, I did.
Yeah, up to like the
Badlands.
Badlands. Yes. So you're getting to see a lot of good stuff. As somebody from Europe who then had traveled through South America, I'm just curious, how did you find the traveling in the U.S.? Was it so, it seems like there's a lot to offer. It just, the landscape changes. There's so much. And I know some people are like, there's so much land in between. Like I know Haley was like, it's like, there's so much space here. What was your impression of it?
Yeah, the space, the spaciousness. I love it. I mean, I always also rode across the what do you call it, the loneliest highway in the state.
Highway 50.
Nevada.
Yeah, I loved it. That was on another trip because after the big trip, I did 3.5 times across the states after that.
Oh.
But the scenery, the spaciousness, but it was so easy in the States, first because my English is better than my Spanish, but also if you have any problem or need a spare part, you can have it FedExed in to wherever you are in one day. Yeah. That is not an option in South America,
Right. So I'm curious, being on the road this long and alone, a lot of people are wanting to connect with somebody. Like it's so lonely. How were you dealing with that? And were you making friends along the way, or were you in touch with somebody? Like, how did you deal with that?
I was mainly on my own. I very seldom rode with others. Also because I wanted to change my life. So I knew if I need to learn to listen to myself, and if I'm constantly with others, I need to tune in, of course. And this part of my life is not about that. So at one point I did get lonely. That was in southern Chile. And I thought I could fix that loneliness with being around people. And I just didn't enjoy being around people. And I constantly forced myself to talk to people. And then I realized, no, I have to embrace this sense of aloneness. And not until I did that did it go away. So I kind of had to be there for myself in the loneliness. And then loneliness turned into aloneness, which is very different.
Yeah.
And there's a peace in that. So now I don't need people, but I can be with them and enjoy being with them without needing them to fill that void in me.
Now, as you're going across the United States, had you set in that there was an end goal? Was New York the goal? Or were you like, once I get there, if I'm not feeling like I'm done, I'm just going to like go on up to Canada and just keep going? Like,
No, I did say New York was the goal. And I mean, I went through the Lincoln Tunnel and it was a hot summer day in July. And I came out and I had the skyscrapers around me and I felt I could fly. Honestly, it was mind-boggling. I'm
guessing too that there was just a wave of emotions coming over you at that moment? Because not only like your trip is coming to an end, but your journey of finding you is also coming to an end. Did you feel like everything was complete?
No. I mean, the finding yourself is. I'm still working on it. It's not about okay, now I'm done.
Right. Well, that's a lifetime journey.
Exactly. So I didn't feel done in that sense, but it was the sense of accomplishment, and I really allowed myself to enjoy that moment. It was so special, and to share my joy, which is also something I learned from this trip, that when you're seeking joy, there's not very much joy in it. It's when you allow yourself to share the joy that's already there that you really experience joy.
So you get to New York, it's done. I assume you had that bike, you arranged to have it shipped back to...
No, and then it stayed with my friend Christoph, and he lived, unfortunately, he's passed away as well. He helped me a lot. He lived in Pennsylvania, 200 kilometers from New York. So I left the bike with him, and I stayed with some good motorcycle rider friends, Francine and David in New York. And then I went back and gave some talks at home, and then I got sponsored by BMW in the States to give talks at their motorcycle dealerships. So I did that.
They're good at that. I like that.
Yeah. So I went the next 2 years. I was in the States 6 months of the year, and then I was traveling and giving talks.
So so you were able to keep the journey alive.
Yeah.
By doing this. But at some point you have to go back home and put everything away and go back to life. And I'm curious what that was like for you.
That's a good question. I kind of said after I'd done three times across, then I said the fourth time across and that was from San Francisco to Fort Lauderdale where I had some friends. I said now I can't keep going in circles here in the States. I love it, but I kind of need to grow up, go home, start earning some real money, And I traveled east, and then I got to Boulder. I have some very good friends in Boulder, Chris and Aaron Rette. They've traveled the world and quite famous in the Horizons Unlimited
circles.
Online. Yeah, circles. Yeah. Anyway, so I came to their place, and then I realized, I'm done. It was just like, that's it.
Never made it to Fort Lauderdale.
No, I turned around, and then I have a very good friend in California, Chris Kelly, and he has a house on the Big Island, and he said, "Hey, I know," I said, "it's a dream of mine to go to Hawaii." And he said, "Oh, you can ride my bike." He was on the mainland. He said, "You can go to Hawaii and you can ride." He had a KLR 650 at that time. "So you can go and ride my bike." And so I rode back to LA, took a flight, and spent a week in Hawaii. And then I came back, and then I took a plane to Fort Lauderdale because I had a flight out of Miami to go back home. So that's how the trip, the big trip or the motorcycling ended. It was so natural. It's like as if, the decision has been made. I'm done.
But you never gave up on motorcycles. They're still a part of your life. But the traveling,
exactly,
being everything in your life.
Yeah, exactly.
So what did you have to do anything to keep from slipping back into your old life?
Yeah, I mean, I have a daily mindfulness. I do meditation and yoga. There's all kinds of things that I do. All the tools I've learned as a coach that I use them myself, not to listen to this crazy voice in my head. So it's just everyday work showing up for that. So I don't end up in the same place of resisting what happens.
So do you recommend that other people do what you did?
I certainly recommend, if you have a dream of riding and traveling, that you should do it. It's really life-changing, and how much life-changing it is really up to you.
I think perhaps we can distill it down. If you were unhappy, if you were genuinely unhappy with your life, what have you got to lose?
That's a good way of putting it. Yeah,
really?
yeah.
I mean, what have you got to lose?
Yeah.
Well, and this happened, you said like '06, I think, '07?
Yeah.
Back then?
Yeah.
Well, then you went back home and you started this new life, but then it sounds like you hadn't quite been done. You weren't done with it yet. The next step was to write a book.
Yeah, so I wrote a book. I actually self-published a book in English, and then I got a publishing contract with a Danish publisher and worked with an editor. So I completely rewrote that and got it published in Danish. And then now that book has been translated into English, and that book has come out in English now. So how called the Journey to Me.
How long ago did you write the book?
I wrote that in 2016.
Okay, so there was a big gap.
Yeah. Then, and now it's the translation that's out.
So then what was the impetus to write the book? You just felt like you weren't quite done yet?
It just came very natural. One day I just wrote down the table of content, and then I showed it to a good friend of mine who's also a writer, and he said, "This you need to publish this. This is great."
Nice.
And yeah,
I have an important question for you, Annette. So you're older now. You're obviously wiser. Will you do it again?
No, but not because it wasn't wonderful, but I've lived that part of my life. I mean,
so I mean, you really used it as a catalyst to get from here to here, and now you're kind of done with it. And
well,
you're
not the
motorcycling, but the world traveling.
I think so. I would like to ride. My partner and I, we spent 3 months in Asia a year and a half ago, and we spent a month in India.
Right.
And we rented a scooter, and I did try an Enfield, and I would like to, ride an Enfield in India. So
check out Vintage Rides.
Yeah, Vintage Rides.
.com.
Okay, cool.
VintageRides.com if you speak French, or VintageRides.travel in English. And that is a group that I went to Peru with, and they have Royal Enfield tours all over the world. But they came out of India, and they have a few different tours in India, and they're really got everything. It's dialed down. It's really about having cultural experiences in an adventure. So your book is available. I want to make sure we get a plug in for it. You can get it on Amazon, right? Yeah. You can get it everywhere. Yep. Journey to Me. Give us a plug. There's a lot of people who've done round the world trips, or like even just trips to Alaska or wherever, and then they write a story. What is different about your book? What will somebody get out of your book that might really help or change them?
It's an unsparingly honest account. So it's about the inner journey as well as the outer journey that I did at the same time, and the lessons I learned for learning to go with the flow, and really life lessons to find home and be in the world in a more authentic way, whatever that is for you.
Oh gosh, I like that turn of phrase. To find home. That's lovely.
That is pretty cool. Well, I wanted to thank you for coming on and sharing your experience.
Well, thank you so much for having me. It's been such a pleasure.
Yeah.
More importantly, thank you for staying up in the middle of the damn night.
Yeah.
Funnily
Well,
enough,
I did go to bed, and then I set the alarm clock, so I'll head off to now again.
I'm constantly reminded of the commonalities between you and Elspeth Beard, the English woman who rode around the world. And she conducted an interview from her bed at 3:00 in the morning. So but I
moved to the sofa.
Right. We are so grateful for you to come on the show and tell your story. And what a lovely story. I recommend anyone to get the book.
Yeah, Journey to Me. You can find it Annette Birkmann. And are you still doing like motorcycle events, or is there anywhere that people might be able to meet you?
Not at the moment. I would like to go back to the States, and
she's got one more in her. And where? So that F650, where is it?
Yeah.
The one that is with you now?
Well, it's in the garage.
So that's the one that you brought back. And do you still ride it?
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
And you know how to do all the maintenance on it?
I can't be asked, but again, my partner helps me out. He rides as well.
And you haven't wanted to upgrade to a bigger bike?
I lived in Canada for 2 years in Montreal, and I had the 1200R. R1200 GS, and I love the Boxer. I really love it.
You know, Boxers, you either love them or you don't. Those they love them.
I love it.
And again, forgive me for being so personal. This whole journey really started out with a divorce.
Yeah.
But now you're in a relationship and you're clearly very happy. So a great outcome all around.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I have to say, the older I get, the more wonderful and beautiful my life gets as well. So
you just gave away the end of the book, Emma. That everything turned out great.
Well, far.
Well, more to come, I think.
More to come. Part 2, perhaps.
I think it's that thing about learning to be okay with things not being okay.
Yeah, I think those are very poignant words for everyone. Yeah.
Awesome. Well, thank you very much. We'll let you go back to bed. Do you have any last
good night
plugs that you want to share? I know you have a website. This is your chance.
Yeah, there's a website, AnnetteBirkmann.com, and my book, and I still give talks. So if anybody wants to book me for a talk, I'm up for it. Love it. Yeah.
And do you do coaching via Zoom?
Yeah.
So they can be anywhere in the world.
Yeah.
There you go. I think that's a great thing for somebody who's a biker who she can relate to. Somebody who's trying to find themselves, and biking is the vehicle that helps you. Reach out to Annette Birkmann.
Yes.
Thank you.
Awesome.
Thank you so much. I so enjoyed this conversation.
Yeah.
It's been a very nice conversation. Thank you, Annette. And good night to you.
Good evening to you. Thanks.
So, thanks. Yeah, go ahead and you can just close your computer. We're going to keep on going, and we'll put a link to your website and to your book. Thanks.
Thank you so much.
Bye. Isn't that fascinating?
And I mean, it's really, I think so many people would be jealous of a story like that. But the reality is the only thing that's stopping us is ourselves.
My mind is kind of blown at her fortune, her good fortune.
Well,
fortune favors the bold.
That is true.
Fortune favors the bold.
True.
Yeah.
But still, no bike problems.
No.
A flat tire.
A flat.
Right.
That's it.
15 meters from a shop. Yeah.
Front yard from a repair shop. Yeah, that's about it. But hey, I think it's great.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's great too that, and this is something that we kind of keep coming back to again, that motorcycles are a form of mental health.
Yes.
And for her, it was her therapy. Wind therapy? Is that what you call it? Right?
Sure. That's a great
rotational therapy.
Rotational therapy. I thought that was really cool. Well, check out Annette Birkmann, BIRKMAN.com.
2 N's.
Oh, yes. Birkmann, or look for the links. So I wanted. I have another announcement to make. Did I say where I'm going next week? Did I say that yet?
No.
Idaho.
Yes, I believe you did actually.
That I'm going to Idaho.
Yeah,
Idaho.
Yeah. So
I believe
Idaho.
I believe there are famous potatoes in Idaho.
I'm on a potato kick lately. I really like potatoes.
That's Western Idaho.
I believe you're going to the right place.
I will say, you know what? This week I had corn shipped to me from Iowa.
Really?
Yes, I had Iowa corn. Now I'm going to go have some Idaho potatoes in Idaho. But I am going to get trainer certification in dirt biking and in ADV riding from a group called Be Crash Free.
That's
cool.
how I do it.
Yeah. No, it's really cool. So yeah, getting both trainer certifications, and I'm going to be there with Ray
Oh,
Yes.
cool.
and with Wendy Crockett.
Yes.
Rad.
So we're the team. It's yeah.
I feel so sorry for those
Team
instructors.
Cow.
Yeah. It's going to be fun. So I'm looking forward to that. So I will be gone next week.
Fantastic.
But and like I said, you're going to have to pick some winners.
Oh, I got that covered.
So I'm wondering, Emma, you got that pile there. Let's read some of these entries.
Bagels.
They got to keep them coming in, though.
Hand them out.
Yeah, I'm going to hand a few out. So, in no particular order, I have Bagel. I have one that I would like you to read.
Let me hand it to me, and I will send it to him to read.
Hang on. Let me see. It's in an Irish accent. How's your Irish accent now?
Oh, I think I can do an Irish accent.
So,
yes. Here we go.
Some of these are so good. Good. All right, this one.
Now,
okay.
I'm going to start off. This one from Ole C. Norvik. A Bonneville T120, sleek as can be. Its allure wild and fancy free. With a wink and a vroom, it banishes gloom. Even the traffic lights envy its glee. Nice little limerick from Ole.
Nice.
Did you pass them out? Did you share?
Oh, yeah. No, look, they've got a
one.
ton of them. Don't be shy.
You've got a beautiful haiku.
Oh, you do?
I do.
Do you?
Thank you, Brian Britton. Did not read torque specs. Righty tighty. No Lucy. Goddamn piece of shit.
Very good.
All right, here's one I appreciate. I love the bikes old and new, and I know you misfits do too. We love riding and wrenching, cussing and teeth clenching, and riding with old friends and new friends like you.
Ooh. All right. This is one, and some of these aren't eligible because again, people sent in multiples. But I love how people once they found that.
Oh, yeah, it's hard to stop.
This one is a haiku from my friend Michelle, and she said, "Metal contraption, my old Yamaha Cero, fucking piece of shit."
Nice. Now, I have... Wait a minute. I'm counting syllables here. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Oh, it's 8 and 5. Because this is lovely. This is from Megan.
So are you saying count your syllables, people?
Yes.
Read it nonetheless.
And
though.
written in Liza's writing, and it's angry writing as well. It's not nice writing. Yeah. Not a haiku! However, I think it's wonderful, and it's got lots of stars on it. Hey, this is my submission for a haiku. Last year, I was in a wheelchair due to chronic illness, but I've been getting better, and a few months ago, I started to ride motorcycles. And it's been really freeing from being in hospital and doctor's appointments. Thank you so much, Megan. I shall now read the haiku.
It's a hybrid haiku.
Well, it's just got one extra syllable in it.
It's a hybrid.
Might depend on your pronunciation, you British person.
Freedom given back from wheelchairs to wide open roads. Ninja sets me free. It's wonderful.
Mm-hmm. I like it.
Well done, Megan.
Bagel, did you get that one I sent you?
I did.
Nah, sure you did now with your lying on the bag of floor like a shite.
There's quite a backstory here. Should I read this too?
Sure you can now.
Yeah.
All right. This is from Mike D. It says, "Hi, Misfits. It's Mike D from SoCal."
Come on, D.
The D is for dangerous. You can come and get some of this.
Just you wait. This entry based on an unfortunate incident I had last week when, unbeknownst to me, one of my hard saddlebags fell off my 15 Harley Road King. It flew off while ripping on the I-5. I was listening to music and didn't realize I'd lost my case until I arrived home 45 minutes later.
Woke up some family on vacation.
Worst of all, the day before this happened, I had noticed the friggin' pins were loose and sketchy, and I didn't replace them there and then. Dumbass me. Anywho's, here it goes. Good luck to me. Requesting Bagel read this with an Irish accent.
Sure, nay.
It's a limerick. I noticed the pins were a bit sketchy. But not to worry, I'll hold off for a little stretchy. But I arrived home, and me flippin' bag was gone. Now I dread how much a new Harley bag will fetch ye.
It really felt like an Irish person in Southern California.
Bagel,
On a Harley.
Since you're on a roll, I sent you another one. I think it might be the same accent if you want to read that one.
Okay.
Southern Irish surfer.
Did you get it?
All right. Yes, I see.
Okay.
From Chris Kite.
Yeah.
There once was a kite of the Shire, a road king he did so desire. One day he had fun, threw a leg over one. Now he travels the road soul afire.
It's like The Hobbit or something. Like
Now-
Gandalf got a motorbike.
Now I'm going to read one,
Okay.
and this is very much in two parts. So, first I'm going to read the limerick. There once was a Honda CB from 72, so wild and free. With a rumble and a roar, we'd ride evermore. In love with that vintage we'd be, which is a lovely little limerick. However, it is from Dwayne Chew. Dwayne, if you do not become a dentist, it would be a crime against humanity. With a name like Dwayne Chew, you need to go to dentistry school today. I mean, today. You need to enroll. And I'm talking CHEW.
All right, just do a couple more. I have one here from my friend Lily, who was on the Chickistan, one of my
Oh, yeah, I know
tours.
Lily.
And she and a bunch of friends decided to do one of the BDRs this year.
Cool.
But it didn't go so well
my.
for her. And so this
BDR stands for bad day riding
is
sometimes.
a poem she wrote about that. She says, there once was a rider from the Adirondacks who rode gravel, dirt, and tarmac. One day she had no luck. Sandy rut, oh fuck! Collarbone cracked and guaranteed there was lots of smack.
Ouch.
Yeah.
Ouch.
Yeah, she broke her collarbone on that trip.
Good limerick, though.
Husband had to come out and get her. Did you guys have one more you want to read before we
I'll
get into
charge ahead. I
emails?
gun the throttle, speeding faster through the wind, chasing long white lines.
I like that one.
Oh, Speedy. Who was that from?
White lines. That was from Scott. God, my eyes. Damn these eyes. Scott Nonernak. I mispronounce it because I can't read the font. So Scott N. Cheers, homie.
I've got a good one here that you can all
right, go ahead.
guess the make and model.
Oh, I think I know.
There once was a pig born under a star, whose hooves were so worn, but still was admired. Bought her off a kindly old hippie. The engine seemed huge, a single 650. A cam chain let loose. Transmission went poof. Pushed off the freeway, not too fast, but quickly. So that's what they mean when they That's what they mean by replace your doohickey.
Good words of doohickey. Good work.
Those
Good use of
pretty
doohickey.
impressed.
Damnable KLRs.
Oh, my gosh.
God, what
Well,
talented listeners we have.
No,
though.
I mean, we do. And I know that was from Howardian.
It is.
You can see how high the bar is
who
set,
is
though.
a very good
We're using
egg
words like doohickey.
throughout.
So we're about to get to emails. Emma, you have an email to read. Bagel, you'll have an email to read if you can have this ready. And I just want to share one more thing. Yesterday, Jim and I took a little ride up to the city to one of my favorite places. It's so cool. So our good friend Clay and Donovan, they run First Rides, which we've talked about, which is an organization that gives kids age, I think 5 to 18, their first ride, and it's absolutely free. So it's a nonprofit group they started where they've collected bikes and volunteers and gear. Every time we get small or even medium or big size dirt biking gear, we give it to them. And and they teach kids how to ride. How great is that their first ride can be dirt lessons? So they had a fundraiser up in the city at the San Francisco Motorcycle Club. Have you ever been, Scotty?
I haven't. I've ridden past a couple times, but never stopped in.
This is cool. They're having their 120th anniversary this October. 120 years.
Mm-hmm.
They're
Cool.
third oldest. I think Oakland and Brooklyn are the two oldest motorcycle clubs. San Francisco, the third.
Okay.
Like that,
And
yeah.
the clubhouse is so cool, especially in San Francisco, where everything is so expensive. They own the building. They're not going anywhere.
It's a good spot.
Jim, when you walk in, describe what it's like.
Well, it's it's kind of down in the Mission a bit. I think it's on 18th and something or other down there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's cool. It's just in a semi-industrial area, very low-profile building. It's painted blue, I want to say, though.
Yeah,
Their
no
colors.
windows on the front.
Yeah, almost like a gangster hangout. But you're there because there's motorbikes out front, and they got a barbecue going. But when you walk in, the club's super old. They had redone their clubhouse 7 or 8 years ago after some flooding happened. So it's really nicely done. They remodeled it. So as soon as you step in, it just reeks of history. There's a beautiful mosaic tile work on the floor as soon as you walk in with the San Francisco MC logo. And then as your eyes beautiful wooden floors, as your eyes pick up and you see the walls, it's just hundreds of photos dating back to whenever they started taking photos of motorcycles.
And pennants and trophies
All this
from
stuff.
all the racing history from all their members.
Yeah, World War II, members in World War II next to airplanes, stuff like that. And super generous members.
Yeah, and it's like they've got couches and tables and chairs, and then also a pool table and a bar and foosball. So it feels just like your friendly neighborhood bar kind
Somebody
of thing.
hanging out, jamming on a guitar.
Except it's a private club.
Yeah.
And every now and then they open it up for events like this. So that was a really fun time to be able to go up and hang out with people there.
I think the last time I was there was actually with Bagel because we did the Mods and Rockers.
We were
This is
talking
right.
about
we
that.
don't talk about that, Emma.
No.
Yes, we do.
It was well represented though up there. There were a lot
yeah.
of people. There was the Don's MC, SFMC.
The Dons were up there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Who else was there?
Probably-
Dames Don't Care. Motorcycle
Oh, yeah,
Collective
Dames, yeah.
were there. Dames Don't Care.
Probably Oakland Club showed up.
Yeah, there were some
probably.
Oakland
Yeah.
MCs. Dudes.
Saw those orange jackets walking around.
construction workers.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
East Bay Rats.
Yeah.
Yep.
So what a great time. So big shout out to firstrides.org if you're local here and want to get your kid on a bike. This is the way to do it. Just contact First Rides. And so they had a little fundraiser, good barbecue. And I won a t-shirt in the raffle and in the silent auction. I came home with, you didn't see this, Emma, yet. It's out there. A framed autographed picture of Wayne Rainey
I saw that.
Oh, wow.
to add to the wall in the hallway there. And the reason I really wanted to get that, besides it being cool and besides it being a fundraiser for them, but it was donated by our friend Cindy Creech. And I'm like, well, let's just keep it in the family.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, exactly. So big shout
She's
out.
a dentist, Emma.
She is indeed
There
a
you go.
dentist.
We should get them together.
And,
Well, no,
and, and soon to be Dr. Chu.
She should give Dwayne Chu some tips on how to become a dentist. Because, with a last name like Chu, it really would be a crime if he wasn't a dentist.
Agreed.
You really don't want them to be a urologist.
Proctologist, though? Mark? Hey.
One of the major hurdles for me ever becoming a proctologist would be like
Your
saying,
fingers.
no, it'd just be saying, what an asshole, over and over.
Don't look at me that way.
Why, thank you.
I didn't resist.
You could get a Sharpie and put eyebrows on it.
Oh, my God.
Okay, so that'll be a second submission if next door's dog.
No. I have to take these emails in. No. I don't want to be the FBI.
Would you
to
like
be
me to
flagging
read?
me.
Would you like me to read my email?
No, you're saving that one because I would like Bagel to read his first. And first, I wanted to say that the person who wrote this email came out to Emma.
I was just having a little tantrum.
Yes, you did, because I'm saving the best for last.
Thank you.
So, Bagel has an email from from Stephanie, who came out to Vintage Days with our friend Chris Conley and hung out with us there.
Stephanie or Stefani?
It is Stephanie.
Stephanie.
And she writes, "Hi, Liza. Still catching up. The episode about aging and motorcyclist identity from January 2024, like many of your topics, hit really close to my heart. In January 2023, I was diagnosed with acute myeloid leukemia, bone marrow cancer.
Yeah.
I elected to roll the dice and to go for the cure, a bone marrow transplant, which was risky for someone at the age of 66. I survived the chemo and radiation, got out of the hospital for the last time in late May 2023, and I was so weak I could barely walk. I was desperate to get back to riding motorcycles, so I contacted a local gym whose owner specializes in nutrition and personal training. I started a 3-day-a-week weight training program, started hiking around our hilly, rocky neighborhood to improve wind and balance, and bolstered my diet with protein, creatinine monohydrate, taurine, and vitamins. A month later, I was riding to work 35 miles each way on my DR650.
Nice.
Whoa.
And within a few weeks, I had graduated to my 2004 Sportster and my heavy bike, the 1990 FXRP, the one I rode to AMA Vintage Days a few weeks ago.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it was a
Dang.
big beast.
Yeah. Here's where I'm going with this. You can't just get older and expect to keep doing the same things you used to
Right.
do. Your body says, hey, your warranty has expired. We're laying off people in maintenance and repair. You need to say, hell no, get back to work. and you can do that with weight training and nutritional adjustments. I train as hard as I can, 3 hours each week, unless
Yeah, unless I'm riding to an event.
sorry, my message just
Shall I
disappeared here.
finish?
Yeah, go ahead and finish. Sorry.
So,
about that.
and I use that FXRP, which I think weighs about 700 pounds.
That is an Eric Buell designed frame, you know.
Oh, as a training tool as well.
Right.
I ride that as my main bike so that the V-Strom 1000 and the DR650 feel like toys when I get on them to ride the unpavement.
There you go. And
I
it's a constantly sliding scale, because the fact of the matter is every generation is living longer. But that's only half the story. It's not just living longer. It's we're having to adapt to getting to a certain point of age. Our parents would not dream of riding motorcycles in their 60s and 70s, although many did. It was not the norm. And their grandparents, probably life expectancy back then was about late 60s, early 70s. And so we're constantly just pushing the envelope and figuring out what works for us. But I think that's an absolutely fabulous story.
Emma, I would never describe you as the norm.
Hello. Thank you.
So, Bagel, you want to end this email for us?
Yes. As Rodney Dangerfield said, quoting Dylan Thomas, do not go into that gentle into that good night. Rage against the dying of the light. Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic.
I get no respect.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
That's a great story, though.
Yes.
So thank
And-
you, Stephanie, for sending that in.
And she has a few more words at the end here. She says, yes, working out sucks. It's hot and sweaty and it hurts. But after a protein drink laced with a creatinine and a little rest, I'm ready to jump back on my bike and feel the wind in my face. And I'm totally glad to be where I am.
There you go.
Thanks, Stephanie.
Can't go wrong
Pretty
with
good.
that.
Yeah, right on.
What
So,
inspiration. Thanks,
Emma-
Stephanie.
Yes.
Now you have somebody who's seeking your help.
Oh, and I've got some good news for this cat.
Oh, let's hear it.
So this is from Dan, JW in sunny Alberta. Hello, Misfits. First, let me say I love the show. I'm sure it was one of the inspirations for me to get off my butt and start riding. My bikes that were collecting dust. Fantastic. I just had a great 7,500 kilometer trip up to the Arctic, filled with bad weather and equally bad decisions. As good as it gets, I figure. Now,
Oh, he probably planned. That's where it all went wrong.
we're coming to the meaty part. I am writing cap in hand looking for Miss Emma's thoughts on this bike. I think it is a 1965 or 1969 Triumph 350. You're wrong on both counts, Dan. A friend of mine's had it in his basement for over 20 years, and he's asking me if I'm interested in procuring it from him. It was his father's bike, and all we know about it is the engine is not seized. I know nothing about the bike other than it looks cool. Any thoughts on how hard it would be to get running and driving would be appreciated. Okay. We are indeed looking at a Triumph 350, and the engine number bears this out as a 3T. So it is a basically it's a little Triumph 350 twin. You are way off with the year on this. This bike, I would suggest, is 1953 at the youngest. It is an extremely cool bike. It's absolutely lovely. It really is. It is a gorgeous, gorgeous bike. Because it is so old, and because it is so precious, and because it is so rare in this condition, because basically this is unmolested. I mean, back then it's had period accessories put on it, which means it's got like an extended mud flap on the back, and it's got a windshield, and this is what people did to bikes in the early 1950s. But what's underneath is a completely unmolested bike, and I think you should, number one, you should procure it from your friend. And just reach out. I mean, in Alberta, there are a ton of crusty old guys who absolutely adore and worship British bikes because it's in Alberta. You will find no problem either getting parts, finding people who want to actually work on this thing and help you work on this thing. Do what you have to do to get this bike and get it running. It's just glorious.
Are there any don't do's for a bike like that?
Don't customize it. Don't restore it either.
This isn't going to be Whitworth, is it? Is this pretty,
oh yeah,
it is.
No, this is going to be Whitworth and Cycle.
Get yourself some new tools.
Get yourself some new tools. Get all the British tools. Get all the manuals. I think I have a workshop manual for this bike sitting on my shelf at home. But it's a lot earlier than you think it is. Just as a point of reference, Triumphs, you can basically, vintage Triumphs, you can subdivide into what's called units and pre-units. And basically a unit Triumph is the engine and transmission was molded in one big, like, chunky bit of aluminium.
I'm not going to fight you.
It's a Triumph, you know.
On the bigger twins, that happened in late 1961. On the smaller twins, that happened in 1959. So we know that it's older than 1959. Judging by the fact that it's a rigid back end, I'm going to stick my neck out. Right. I'm going to say it's a 53. It looks like a 53 to me.
It's got the accessories, the tall windshield and the little mud flap.
And it's got crash bars on it.
It's got everything on it.
It's absolutely a Marlon Brando style bike. It really is. And it's just glorious. Don't restore it. Do what we called an oily rag restoration. There are things you're going to need. You're going to have to put tyres on it. You're going to have to put inner tubes on it. The fuel tank condition is going to be everything. The good news is the steel they used for fuel tanks back then was a lot thicker and actually of quite good quality. So even though there's flash rust, there's a very, very good chance that you'll be able to clean it out.
I like to say of that era of like Triumph bikes, people died for all the things they did, like just the chroming, all the stuff. Like people died.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
yeah.
This bike is absolutely everything. I can't tell you how much I like this thing. I will go home, going to do a little bit of research on it, see if I can pin you down to a more exact year. But like I say, I'm going to stick my neck out at 53. I think it's a 53. I'll have a definite number for you next week. But get it. Do it. Do an oily rag restoration. Just get some oil on a rag, wipe it over all the surfaces so it looks just patinaed and lovely. Get some tires on it, get it running, and just enjoy the heck out of it. It is not going to be a lively bike. Triumph 350 Twins, they're nice little bikes.
Little tractor.
It's going to be like a little sort of 15, 20 horsepower bike.
Yeah.
But it's going to be absolutely charming to ride.
Well, it looks complete and worth the restoration. So,
absolutely.
Best of luck on that.
Very
so
cool.
That's it. That wraps it up. What a cool chick, Annette, right?
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
And I love how it's now parlayed in a whole new career path of everything that she learned and how in transforming herself that she now helps others. And then the book, you just to be able to say fuck it and just go.
Right.
And that's, I think, the barrier that most people face.
For things to be different, they can't stay the same.
And again, the commonality with Elspeth.
Right? It's getting heavy in here tonight.
Yeah. Again, the commonality with Elspeth. I mean, Elspeth became a very, very successful architect by making bold decisions.
Yeah.
And she always said that the bravery she learned on her world trip enabled her to really move forward with the difficult decisions and the brave ones. Bagel, I have a very brief question to you before we say goodnight.
Yes.
Today, Jake 2.0 was struggling to get the bell off his clutch.
He texted me.
He did indeed. Is there a method for pulling that bell off, or is it going to be a three-jaw puller? Because there are people listening who were going to struggle with that.
What make and model bike is this again?
This is a Vespa 150?
250 GTS. It's a carbureted GTS.
So 200 then. 200. So yeah. So the clutch bell is stuck on the shaft for some reason.
Well, I think somebody ugga-duggered it on there.
That's what I was wondering if that might have happened last time. So yeah, I think he's going to need to use a three jaw puller to pull that bell off. And once you get that bell free, then the clutch should slide right off.
Yeah, and I'm sure it will. But I've told him I think he should probably buy a bell because they are not expensive. And if we distort it, pulling it off,
it's probably not a bad idea, especially if it got over torqued putting it on before.
That's what I'm thinking.
I'm hopefully the bell is softer metal than the shaft. I would think that it probably is.
Right.
So a new bell probably is not a bad idea. Worst comes worst, you have a spare bell.
There you go.
I appreciate that you're asking Bagel, but you have an expert in the room. But getting things stuck on the shaft, Jim, how do you handle that?
I don't know, but I rode in a Jeep today.
Oh, yes.
Way to save it. So, hey, everyone, go to motorcyclesandmisfits.com.
Those guys.
And we had some new supporters on Patreon.
And that's lovely because we always so appreciate the Patreon subscribers. That money that you commit to really helps us do what we do. And we simply couldn't exist without it. So
well, I certainly could because right now it's my income.
Right.
Just got that new Jeep. Keep it
Just
coming.
got that new Jeep. Well, but I'm selling the Triumph to pay for that. So
any takers on the Triumph?
No, not yet.
Oh, dear.
Not yet, but you know what?
It's an absolutely gorgeous bike. Might I suggest to one of our listeners, if you're looking for a beautiful flat army green Triumph Scrambler that is in wonderful condition, fly out to California and ride it home.
Brand new tires, brand new battery, and it only has 4,700 miles on it.
Oh my gosh, it's new.
It is, I know.
It is like a new bike.
Yeah, so if you're interested, reach out. Go to motorcyclesandmisfits.com. You'll find all of our information there. Patreon, thank you very much. And you can send your entries or your emails or your questions.
That's right.
Or your pictures of a dog's butt with, what was it that you wanted? Eyelashes on what? I don't pay
eyelashes on the dog butt.
I suggested you draw eyebrows on a dog.
Okay.
And then take a photograph of it. Who's in charge next week? that would be me.
You. So send all of it to motorcyclesandmisfits@gmail.com.
Send us your shit.
We want to hear from you. Thank you, everyone, for sticking with us. And I think we got a new listener today, Kevin, who stopped by on his nice little Ducati.
That's right.
This is a cool guy.
We're not sure exactly who it is. If it's you, he said he was riding up north and he ran into a bunch of guys guys and gals on ADV bikes who told him to come visit us, and he did. And he had a good time hanging out.
Yeah,
said he's going to check it out. So
we're fun.
Yeah, we got a new listener. So all to say, big thank you to all of our listeners. We love you guys. Time to get out of here. Thanks for listening. This is Liza.
Emma, darling.
Scotty.
Make it Jim, son.
Bagel.
And we are out of here.
Cool.
What? What? Okay.